excitement to be going around, and so the players have got themselves ready. The lobby has begun, which means we're back here in map number 2. My name is Jump. I've got Lawler with me on the call.
Hello.
And Lawler, we got to see a pretty solid effort by Team CSGO to actually pull themselves ahead. It was a 13-10 in map number 1, but now things are shifting a little bit here in map number 2.
Yeah, pulling a fast one over our eyes, deciding not to wait for production to give them the okay, but
they wanted to play, man. They just wanted to play.
Man. Hey, man. CSGO guys are feeling confident. They've already got another win, as we see Mendo rotating out of Garage. Probably actually one of my favorite maps, even though it's probably the most unique. We are actually on Haven now.
So they pulled another fast one on us.
Yeah, they're like, not only are we going to start early, we're also going to try a different map than we planned. So everything's up in the air.
Well, now they're going to have a huge adjustment, because with 3 different sites to plant the spike, it's going to have to be a quick flip of coins, a 3-sided coin. I don't think 3-sided coins actually. 3-sided die? There's 3-sided dies, aren't there? You're a D&D player, Lawler. Is that true?
Yes, I am.
Is there a 3-sided die?
No.
No? Okay. Well,
why are you rolling on a 1d3? I mean, yeah, there is, but like, why? What are you rolling for?
I don't know. 1 out of 3 chance?
Of what?
I don't know. Hype, excitement, and disaster?
I mean, okay.
Something's going to pop out, but more importantly, something's going to pop off as quickly as it was a 5v5, it is now 4v0 as the second round already going over in favor of Team CSGO. They pulled themselves off some fast ones, and Stewie already getting himself off to a fast start, 5-0-0, as well as having that ultimate available already on that Phoenix.
There's something about the Stewster that just scares me anytime he's on it. He's that wild card. He's that anomaly that you look out for. So, again, continuing to reign dominance against some of these other guys. And I think that's the most exciting part is it's not like the other team's a bunch of slouches. Like, they are all very experienced FPS players. So, again, coordination and the teamwork coming out through the CS team. Was peeking through tunnels and transitioning into mid. So mid's a little bit unique. There's this window coming out from attacking side where you can either go left into garage where there's another window and a box on the side, or into mid where mid has its own site. As you see, Twist dropped, poach trade, and back and forth. But Stewie still remains on top with Nav. So 3v2 here, pushing it into mid site. Gonna wall off the side from garage. As the slope comes out, should be able to get that audio cue as Shroud gets a headshot through the smoke. They push on to B, so need to get this spike, but it's in a dangerous spot. Stu checking all of his angles first.
The loud footsteps, of course, rotating
to
themselves around, but
good switcheroo here.
of course, the 3 sites helping themselves out just a little bit. It is Nitro's the only one there. He will be able to successfully plant the spike. But because of the knowledge and the audio cues that have been placed, it is a huge hightail around by Team Valorant. Is a little soupy swap by Nitro is going to help keep himself a little less unavailable. He will actually go full around. Oh, they don't see him. Hey, buddy. Wait,
Turn around. Turn around. There's a spooky man behind you.
Oh, you don't know yet. There's going to be one. That's going to give him immediate knowledge of where he is. He tries to pop around on a Mendo. But unfortunately, Mendo's able to have it successfully. So the boogeyman showed up, but Mendo showcasing that sometimes you just got to put a little bit of a light underneath that bed and showcase nobody's there.
It's well played as well. To play that all the way around as well was actually really smart. He had them both completely off guard. The difficulty, though, is that as soon as he took that shot, that angle is well known by Mendo. So, again, able to clutch it up, bring it back within 1. Well done by the Valorant team. So we move on here into round number 4. Taking a look at the economy, it looks like same situation as last time from the CS team. Gonna hold off probably another round or 2 before they buy up, just so they can stop the bleeding earlier in case they do end up losing that following round.
Careful now.
The only thing I despise most about this map, though, is this sewer. Something about that connection into A just... I don't know if it's just like Boombot PTSD or something, but It has just never
Makes you
gone
a little
well for me.
nauseous every time you
Yeah.
go, right? Yet again, a slower start as information becomes even more of a desire, considering that you have 3 different sites that you have to defend, as well as potentially execute upon. Taking their time. Only one ultimate available. It is on the Jet, though. Curveball by Stu to try to have it. Pops over onto Mendo, but isn't going to be enough as Mendo turns onto him. Trades across the board. Thankfully, though, the spike does find itself in the site, but Kellar knocks down Nitro before he has a chance to actually stay safe and plant it. Moves it down to a 3v2 situation.
3v2, but the Phoenix is extremely low as we see an orbital strike coming down on site. Luckily for the CSGO team, nobody there just yet, but the information is there is that stim, which will increase even after they leave for 4 seconds, the fire rate, the reload, and everything else, but it does not matter if the shots don't land. They get the plant, they get the win, and another round victory for CS.
Yeah, extremely important to note, even though the round ended because Team CSGO killed all 5 members, you can still, in those couple seconds afterwards, plant the spike and still get the 300 credit bonus. So great effort by them, adding extra money into all of their pockets, as well as having the 1 round. 3-1 now, as it looks like Team CSGO is going to continue to keep the oppression that they had in map number 1 further here in map number 2 on the backs of Stewie, showcasing his skill set on this Phoenix pretty well. 7-2-0 so far.
Both going to save, see if they can neutralize, because right now we are seeing the defending team go for the eco as well. So if they decide to use that as a chance to be aggressive, or if they decide to just call their situation so they don't have to buy anything either, it's just going to kind of neutralize the round, and they're both going to increase that currency together. So orbital strike coming possibly later as we see a sky smoke coming out from the brimstone. Using that stim pack, everybody have increased spray control as well as rate of fire again, and now you can see those visual indicators on the side of the map. That'll last for 4 seconds even outside of the stim, so could make use of it as the Legion makes quick use of Shroud. Drops him down, peeking for heaven, seeing if he can find anybody there. It's just watching the flank, trying to get the angle, trying to get a wall bang as the spike has been planted. So again, CSGO team in a very good position here to clutch up yet another round. Snappy just being a bully.
Being a huge bully at this point. Throws the stim down to see if he can have something. Elige taking up camera duty. Of course, the Cypher has had absolute wonders in the world of knowledge and information that you require in a game like Valorant. And doesn't look like there's going to be a retake opportunity by any means. It will just be the spike getting to explode appropriately, as it does look like Team Valorant will decide to save what they have, keep themselves safe, and hopefully not get stifled too much after another 1 round by Team CSGO.
Yeah, I don't want to feed up any more currency through kills or losing what weapons they did have. Decided to back off and play for the eco that they had in that round anyway, but it started off relatively even. They played that garage peek, and despite the stim, actually ended up losing too, so a couple good picks there, but again, it's just that team push. And the visual cues that Elige has been getting, you can see him just hold down the fort with that spy cam. Again, Cypher just doing oh so well. And then able to back off. You see the economy here in the save. So you are now seeing a full buy from the Valorant team. Let's see what they can make of it.
They do have themselves a chance, and with this full buy, it could potentially start their clawing back. They did the same thing when there was a four-round advantage by Team CSGO in map number 1. Could be the opportunity for them to do something with it again, as we are starting to see ultimates available. 3 ultimates apiece on both sides, attackers and defenders. Of course, the Sage ultimate resurrect available on both sides, so we could see someone lose the battle and then join the fray yet again. As we're now under 60 seconds, still a split defense by the defenders, trying to just figure out which site CSGO is going to execute upon.
You just see the coordination even in the mini-map. Like, you have the person who has the spike always being the last to watch that last angle. They're always checking the flank, while the other 4 aggress very consistently in the sense of 2 on one, 2 on the other. So both angles always have the initial engagement as well as the backup for the trade. And then that last one is there to cover because they need to be the last so they don't drop the bomb on site. So again, coordination coming through, and you can see it even without the first-person perspective, how well it shows. And just like that, they've all pushed onto a site. They've got every angle covered. Now it's just a matter of the waiting game. They get the spike planted. Let's see what happens.
Well, spike has been planted. You see some disruption that's going to be able to come out from the team breach. But just as we say that, it is going to be an immediate demolishment on the retake, as it does look like a 3-1. You will see Shroud start himself onto the defuse. He decides to cancel it as they do see some shots pop off. Elise being able to pick up one of those kills. He picks himself up a second one, tries to get a third, and he does. Shroud not able to pray and spray appropriately as a nice clutch to end the round. Elise, yet again, stepping up on that Cypher.
Just trying to remove the threat altogether, but when they have sight like that and the plant, they just need to make sure they go for the trade. They even wall it off perfectly here with the way that Mendo plays it. Not only is slower, but also the Sage wall. So the reason they pushed this, I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if he just felt like he had it, but Elige, it shows on the screen, coming up clutch in the 1v3. Gets a 3K for himself, and again, CS back on top and continuing to stay on top.
Having to show Stewie that he's not the only one that can pull out some clutch situations. As yet again, they find themselves on the board very, very quickly, as they are immediately able to take out 3 members of Team Valorant. Only 2 players left alive. Make that 1, make that none, as Mendo and Shroud fall to Elige and Naf, respectively, in a very quick round number 7 in favor of Team CSGO.
It's silly to me that despite being able to play so slow and so coordinated, they're just like, yeah, you guys just want to frag out? You just want to meet you in mid?
You want to go just shoot things? Okay, sure, let's do it.
And nobody, like, disengages on it. They're like, yeah, I'll be there. All right, sounds good.
So now, bye period for round 8 has ended. You've got 4 ultimates available on Team CSGO. So the attackers will have lots of opportunities to pop something off if they want to keep this advantage strong. Jet throws out a smoke in the middle over by double doors to stop them through. Naf goes for the rebuttal. Does look like he's going to drop a couple down anytime, of course, you see that animation that is him pulling up a essential GPS rendering of the map, selecting where exactly he wants those smokes to go. Stewie, curveballs as well as a run it back around the corner. See if he can get anything. Tries to run, sees if there's anybody there, tries to pop a couple shots to get the knowledge, but built-in ability will run out and he will have to go back, but his team is still there. They were able to get knowledge of which corners exactly that they were going to be able to have.
Stewie with the wallbang, Nap with the headshot on Keller as he peeks around the corner, trying to go up high, gets another one on Ace. Can they find the last one and claim it? He actually jumps on the incendiary. Hopefully it doesn't take too much damage. Is Shroud now left with a 1v5? Can he pull it off? Gets one on Nitro. Can he get a second? Slow into garage. See if he can get a flash. Spots one up high. See if he can get the Phoenix. He needs to be careful. He has another flash here. Jumps down. Gets the second on Stewie. 3 remaining. Can Shroud clutch it up? Just holding his ankles. He's going to hear another one. And no, Naf is going to drop him down. Good attempt by Shroud, but another 3K for Naf. And CSGO goes up yet another round here jump.
As you can see, the information advantage that Stu was able to provide with that run it back created so many opportunities for his teammates to pull themselves through. And as you can see, despite Shroud's highlight-worthy efforts, of course, the headshot there, and then using a successful curveball to little wiggle jump across through the window and pick himself up onto Stewie. Unfortunately, the spike had already been planted. It was already about to explode, and it was too little too late, as only 1 round has gone in favor of the defenders on this half, as it is a 7-1 advantage. Team CSGO continuously putting on the pressure against Team Valorant.
Starting to see the defensive side back up a little bit as well as holding those hard angles. Saw Breach actually just sitting right outside that garage window. Just trying to catch anybody rotating onto C, so backing off and giving that respect where it truly is deserved. So we got Cypher headed A long where there's one waiting. Smoking off the pre-fire here from Shroud to see if he can find anybody in any of these angles. Unable to get a drop, he's going to retreat back to A site and watch the other angle here from A short. Seems like he's holding down A solo as the rest are pushing into mid, and that's what's dangerous about Haven. For those that, like I said, are new to the Valorant scene, this is our only map with actually 3 sites on it and plenty of places to go. As the Resurrection comes in on a leash.
Get out of my way!
Prepare for hellfire!
30
Still
seconds.
5v5.
Now the ultimates are starting to be able to come out. Twist able to pick up an ultimate kill onto Mendo. Ace trying to sit back. Flick of the wrist with the operator isn't going to be enough. Twist picks himself up yet another one onto Shroud. A third, Staryu, as Ace is able to get the rebuttal for the trade, but 2 quick kills by the teammates, Elige and Naf. Yet again, another round number 9 going in favor. And just when you thought Team Valorant was going to be able to have something with the round that they won earlier, it has been nothing but control in favor of Team CSGO, and certainly showcasing the experience that they have in the FPS tactical shooters. Winning ESL Pro League just yesterday. The victory over Evil Geniuses. Already finding themselves against some fellow Team Liquid members of Mendo, Poach, and Keller, and then their friends that they decided to bring along, Shroud and Ace. Not working out too much in their favor so far.
Yeah, I don't know how much they want to stay friends after this one, man. It is, you know, we talked about how on game number 2 it was going to start to transition possibly to CS as they get more familiar. But we didn't even have to wait until game 2. They really took advantage of it in game 1, and game 2's been all of them other than that first or second game. It has been absolute domination from them. So right now they're just trying to stop the bleeding and hope that, obviously this being an attack-heavy map with all 3 sites, that they can try to claw back after the round switch. But it's not going to be an easy task.
No, it's certainly not. Thankfully, though, it will be an economy reset and momentum. So all the advantage, of course, that Team CSGO has currently will get stopped. But the gunplay certainly hasn't changed. As Shroud throws a blaze as well as a curveball to see if he can have something to put himself across. Stewie can't move, but he still can shoot as he picks himself up his first kill onto Shroud. Wiggles around the corner. See if he can get himself a reload.
Prepare for hellfire!
The smoke does end up popping out one. There is that orbital strike coming down on site, so they need to aggress this. They know what is the issue, but just suffocated from every single angle. Just one dropped after another, ending with Nitro's wallbang. And another round at this point. I don't know what the Valorant team can do. You can see Shroud here. He's on site, right? Like, he's slowed. He's getting lit on fire. Like, it's almost not fair.
Well, the grudge match certainly is doing just that. Despite the effort and the time that Mendo, Poach, Shroud, Keller, and Ace have had on the game so far, it is the pure skill of one of the best CSGO teams in the world.
Yeah, I don't know if you have you seen the tier list that came out about like best to worst when it comes to like.
If you're talking about Slasher's list, then I don't think I want to hear it.
Obviously, number 1 was CSGO or was the devs.
Yeah.
2 was CSGO Pro Teams, and then after that didn't matter. And we're seeing exactly why. So
it's not wrong. It is a 9-1 advantage.
At this point, I want to see this Liquid team against the devs and see if it's the same thing.
I mean, if there's anything to prove so far, is that the pure gun skill alone is helping them. But at the same time, you're starting to see the utilization of the utility that a lot of these different agents are able to have, and Team Liquid CSGO is certainly doing just that. But the abilities don't matter if you're popping headshots, as Twist picks himself up one onto Mendo, keeping it now to a 4v3 situation. You do have the Breach ultimate as well as the Jet ultimate available to help themselves out. Does look like they are positioning like they want to head over onto the B site. Shroud is protecting onto that side.
Get out of my way!
This didn't drop, so can you get that faster rate of fire as well as everything else on top of it. As shots coming out, you can see it taking full advantage of there from Nav. As he drops down Ace. Other side of the stage wall, though. See if they're going to drop a slow orb.
Stim beacon down.
It's getting lit up through the wall, trying to find one on the backside coming in from garage area. They do have the bomb planted, so can definitely back off and take more of a defensive approach. It's Keller, the last one alive. We do have a 1v1.
Keller's been able to clutch these situations plenty of times before. But he's going to have to be pixel perfect, as Nitro has also been popping off so far. White peeks around on the opposite side of this box into the sight. And he's going to find Keller's head as he gets knocked off. They're able to plant the spike as well, so they'll have the money, they'll have the round win. And that's going to be a 10th round as we come into the final round of the half. Team CSGO certainly dominating on the attacking side here over at Haven.
Yeah, just really rough for Keller on the back end there. You can hear it as soon as he gets tagged up here. You can see it right on the back end. He goes and you hear the audio cue of when he goes for that plant, and that's immediately when Nitro goes to peak. So with not having any indication of where that player is, just trying to check every angle, and he doesn't look at the right one first. Plus, paired with the accuracy of what we've seen from Nitro all day today, it's going to be very difficult to win that trade. So I will say, though, I do think Phoenix was specifically made for a player like Stewie. Fast aggression, the run it back to go scout, push through. The trade's going out for Keller early here.
Yeah, but it's going to be a very quick and aggressive push down to the C side as NAF able to pick themselves up. You do have the ultimate available on Sage, so Mendo has the opportunity to res a teammate, and just as we say that, it does look like that's going to happen. This Poach comes back alive. Ace tries to pop the ultimate. Shroud able to get a nice snipe on a NAF. That's going to move it down to a 4v3 situation. A smoke will come out. Mendo tries to see if they can have something. Stewie, as we say that, though, curveballs over the wall to try to get on the one. Shroud quick scopes on a wall bang over to Stewie. As Elise then trades off onto Ace, as now it's a 1v1 situation. Shroud knocked in the dome immediately. Elise takes him out, and that's going to be 11-1 as we go into the second half. Just when you thought it wasn't going to get any better for the CSGO squad, they showcased that the 3-round advantage that they had in map number 1 was just a sliver of what they have here. As map number 2, they find themselves up 10 rounds in just the first half, Lawler.
You can just see the difference as well of what Haven brings to the table. You got CSGO, which has been playing a little bit more passive, a little bit slower, and then out of nowhere, just a really heavy aggression onto C site. They overwhelm, and even after losing multiple trades in the beginning, it does not matter. Just the ability to quick aggress and then back off after they get that plant. Shaw just doesn't know where to peek, and even though he's checking Cubby, he's got a shot coming from long, so fortunate on the receiving end, but like you said, it's all neutralized now. We're switching sides. Economy balanced up at 800 apiece for the credits. We'll see what tactics we see out, if we're going to get aggression or if we're going to get more defensive with armor.
Oh, well,
mixture of both.
They're going to be trying to climb Mount Olympus here as they find themselves down 10 rounds. Team CSGO certainly taking down Team Valorant pretty quickly. As it looks like a push all the way down onto the C side. Yet again, another aggressive execute coming out. This time, though, it's Team Valorant that's trying to go onto that push, and it's going to get stopped in its tracks almost immediately as it's shot after shot. And unfortunately, that aggressive C-take isn't going to be able to be enough as 3 members of CSGO are left alive, taking them out. And just like that as well, over the last couple rounds, Stewie, who has been the frag leader for both maps, is going to get taken down a peg as NAF sitting at 16-6-3. Here coming into round number 14.
Well, when NAF is hitting a 3K every round or every other round at this point,
it ain't going to be hard.
It's no doubt that he's clawing back, so I know Shroud during this started pretty low as well. He was in the bottom 2, but he's as well getting a bit more involved, but at this point, it's too little too late. I mean, you're talking everything after this. And you're on match point every single round, so it's a tall order to ask for the Valorant team, but we will see if they can pull it out. It's going to be very difficult, obviously. Curious to see on what the CS team does here and how they're going to approach this one, if they want to push mid or otherwise.
How cheeky do you get, though? Like you're playing against friends. This isn't an official match. There isn't an official Team Liquid Valorant team. Of course, you have Poach, Mendo, and Keller that have been playing it almost exclusively. Same with Shroud and Ace. But by no means is this kind of, any sort of official match. So you do still have an opportunity for some memes, and which of the memes are going to happen, or is Team Liquid CSGO going to just continue to be ruthless against some of their fellow peers?
I mean, at this point, I think there's a no mercy. These guys want to prove that they are one of the best,
they don't want to play with their
best.
food at this point?
No. I mean, they've already toyed with them enough by giving them one round, haven't they?
I think so. Or at least giving them hope that a 13-10 map number 1 meant it was going to be close to some degree.
It's happy to see, and chat's also mentioned it. The momentum that's coming from the EPL victory is definitely translating over here. These guys have been feeling confident and are in a good place. His Unleash picks up a 4K. Can he get the 5K? No! Ace is going to play spoilers. He gets a headshot with that marksman. Trying to find one on the back. It doesn't matter. Naf, the other clutch, comes around, and just like that, 2-0 in favor of the CS team, making it look almost too easy here on map number 2.
It was